Sometimes the greatest blessings in your life is not who God brings in, but it's who He removes. I know that can sound hard to accept. I know, especially when you've given your heart, your time, and your trust to someone you thought would always be there. But there are moments in life when God starts closing doors, ending relationships, and disconnecting you from certain people. Not because you did something wrong, but because He's protecting your destiny. Hi there and welcome to my channel. Here we grow in faith, in purpose and divine wisdom. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why God sometimes removes people from your life. And by the time we are done, you will see that what feels like rejection was actually God's redirection. First, know that God's separation is preparation. When God wants to do something new in your life, He often begins by separating you. Think about Abraham in Genesis 12. God said, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." Abraham couldn't step into God's promises while staying tied to his past. That separation wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You see, not everyone can go where God is taking you. Some people were meant to be part of your story, but not your destiny. Their role was temporary. They helped shape you. They played a part, but they cannot walk with you into the next level, and that's okay. It's easy to get attached to people who make you feel safe, but safety doesn't always mean destiny. Sometimes comfort can become the greatest enemy of your calling, and God in His mercy begins to shake things, to move you forward when you wouldn't have moved yourself. Please take a moment right now to subscribe and like this video, and also turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any new video. Please subscribe. When you subscribe, it helps this video to reach more people. Here is the truth. God sees what you cannot see. He hears conversations that you have never heard. He knows the intentions of people's hearts long before they are revealed. And that is why sometimes God removes people quietly, without explanation. You may think it's random, but it's not. It is divine protection. Psalm 121 verse 7 says that the Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life, and that includes protecting your peace, your focus, and your future. You may not see it yet, you may not see it now, but if some people had stayed in your life, they would have distracted you, they would have drained you, or delayed your purpose. God will not allow you to stay tied to anyone or anything that threatens your destiny. And here is something that you need to remember. When people leave, don't chase after them. Don't chase them. Don't chase what God is trying to replace. You know, it's human nature to want answers, closure, validation. But sometimes closure comes when you say, "God, I release them and I trust you." In Genesis 50, Joseph looked at his brothers, the very same brothers who betrayed him, and he said, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." If Joseph had spent his life being bitter, he would have missed being a blessing. So don't let bitterness keep you tied to what God has already freed you from. And listen, you cannot receive what is next if your hands are still holding on to what is gone. Some people can't go where you are going, not because they are bad people, but because they don't fit your future. They were necessary for your past season, but they don't belong in your next one. So let them go in peace, okay? Because when God orchestrates a separation, it's always with a purpose in mind. Jesus said in John 15 verse 2, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, He takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit." Even fruitful people experience pruning. Sometimes God will cut off good things to make room for better ones. He will remove distractions unhealthy attachments, and even relationships that seem fine, all because he sees what's ahead. And it's never easy. You may cry, you may question it, but pruning isn't punishment. It is promotion in disguise. God is refining your circle, not to leave you lonely, but to surround you with people who align with your assignment. And when you lose people, you gain clarity. You begin to see who's truly for you, who strengthens your spirit, and who pulls you closer to Christ. And that's priceless. God never takes without giving back something greater. When Ruth lost her husband, she thought her story was over. But her obedience to stay connected to Naomi led her straight into destiny, into Boaz, into purpose, into legacy. Ruth 2 says, may the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord. And that's God's heart for you. What you've lost is not the end. It's a transition. The same God who allowed the removal has already prepared some replacement. And that is why Romans 8 verse 28 says that we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. So instead of asking, why did they leave? Start asking, Lord, what are you making room for? Because every empty space is an opportunity for God to fill it with something greater. Now let's be honest. It still hurts when people leave, okay? It hurts. Even when you know it's God's will, it doesn't make the pain less real. But that's where healing comes in. Healing begins when you stop replaying what went wrong and you start rejoicing that God's hand is still on your life. You can forgive without understanding. You can release without resentment. You can move forward knowing that God's plan is always better than your own. Because sometimes the people who walked away were never assigned to your destiny. They were assigned to your development. And once they have served that purpose, God will gracefully move them out of the way so that you can grow into who you were meant to be. Please take a second to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be going through a season of separation, and leave me a comment below. What part of this video resonated with you the most? I would love to read it. Remember that every removal has a reason. God doesn't subtract to leave you empty. He subtracts to make space for something greater. So hold your head high, keep your faith strong, and never forget that His plan is always for your good. Thanks for watching, and until next time, God bless you.